Why is the national media glossing over Missouri's offseason like it's an ugly redheaded stepchild? Seriously, we got to pay more attention to the Tigers going into 2025. Back-to-back double-digit win seasons with bowl victories over Big Ten teams. Top 25 finishes in the AP and college football playoff rankings. Eli Drinkwitz proving he's the right guy out in Como with the right culture, the right moxie, the right pedigree. They're going to finish with the top-tier recruiting class and a top-3 transfer portal class. So if nobody else wants to talk about Mizzou, I will. Because Damon Wilson, the recently added pass rusher from Georgia, may end up becoming a household name in the SEC and an All-American in the process with Corey Batoon. Let's grade the move. Welcome on into SEC Unfiltered. It's Cole Thompson here. Like the video, hit subscribe, and make sure that you're following us on all of our social channels, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at SEC Unfiltered. Follow me at Mr. Cole Thompson. Download the podcast version of the show wherever you get your podcast listening systems. And check out all of our great work found at SECUnfiltered.com. This episode is brought to you by our friends over at GameTime. Download the GameTime app and use the promo code SECU for $20 off your first purchase. College basketball's in swing. College baseball's right around the corner. The MLB, the NBA, the NHL, your favorite comedy show. Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your money. Go use the GameTime app, promo code SECU for 20% off with your first purchase. This is a great fit for Missouri, and we know that Damon Wilson is an unfinished product. He's gotten better since joining the Bulldogs in 2023. A five-star talent coming out of high school. A guy that we believe has all the upside in the world to be a three-down defensive lineman. We know that he's a great pass rusher. And that's not me saying it. That's not just the national narrative saying it. That's what Pro Football Focus and everyone else has said. Look back at his numbers. The seventh highest pass rushing rate by any defender in college football last year was 75 pass rush snaps at 65.5. He also had a 65.6 tackling grade. Last season finished with 2 starts in 14 games, 6 tackles for losses, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. The year before, 4 tackles for losses, 75 snaps over 12 games. He's an unfinished product, but that's a good thing. What you're not seeing is a veteran coming on into a program that just wants to be in the exposure, wants to be playing for an SEC team. What you're getting is a guy that is proven, I can win at this level, and I'm nowhere near done from growing. That is a blessing in disguise for Corey Batoon and the staff, because they know that if they just work on the finite little details, he's going to explode next season. Missouri wants to be that team that we talk about at a level of sustainability. What do they have to prove that they belong in the SEC? What do they have to prove that they are respected in the SEC? Because Missouri's always kind of thrown to the wayside, whether it be from national pundits, whether it be from those who are just talking about college football at a basic level. They all treat it like it is literally just kind of brought on in and doesn't belong. Oh, it's a Big Ten school masquerading as an SEC team. So you go ahead and you get 11 wins and you beat Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl, and that's not good enough for people. Okay, well, now you get 10 wins and beat Iowa's defense, which has always been one of the best in college football. Yeah, well, you had an easy schedule and you still went 9-3. So what does Mizzou have to do to gain some respect around here? How about land a top 3 transfer portal class? Well, consider that mission accomplished now with Damon Wilson coming on in, because this is going to be a team that wins defensively and offensively. You brought in some really talented names that are going to bolster up your offensive side. Kevin Coleman is absolutely at the forefront of all of that. You also brought in Johnny Williams from West Virginia. You were able to go in Bo Prabula, Ahmad Hardy. He's going to be an immediate plug-and-play replacement on what you're losing in Marcus Carroll and Nate Noel. And then you look at the defense. You had to replace talent. You lost Williams Nureli in the offseason. You got Zion Young back, but you're losing Johnny Walker. So what do? You bolster up your pass rush, and you guarantee that your team is going to stay at the same level by adding in a Nate Johnson, by going out and bringing in a Mekhi Garber, by going out and adding in a Langdon Kitchen, by making sure that your linebacker play is phenomenal by adding in Josiah Trotter, adding in safety play like Santana Banner and Moses Phillips. And now this is the cherry on top. Getting a guy like Damon Wilson, who has proven, I am a pass rushing specialist, but I'm not done growing, is a win in itself. Missouri, with the same schedule that they had this past year, with a defense that could emulate another top 20 finish, we got to talk about them as potentially being a dark horse to make the college football playoff. And we have to start believing that they're adding volume. They're making it tone. They're setting a standard out in Mizzou. Like, think about this for a second. Moving forward, we're going to say that 9-3 out in Como, not good enough. Back in 2014, 15, 16, when Alabama and Georgia and LSU were all winning national championships or being in the hunt for a college football playoff, people would have killed for a 9-3 season in the SEC. Now that's a standard underneath Eli Drinkwitz. That is now the expectations out in Como. So whether it's Bo Pabula at quarterback, whether it's Zion Young coming off the edge, whether it's getting a guy like Josiah Trotter to be leading your team in sacks, Ahmad Hardy on the ground, or even a guy such as Damon Wilson being that difference maker, there are expectations that need to be met underneath an Eli Drinkwitz-led team. Let's go ahead and grade the move. Elite, all league, winnable plus, winnable minus. It is very challenging to get into the elite. Most of your roster is in winnable plus and winnable minus. But I think that when you look currently at the production of what a guy like Damon Wilson could be, especially when you see his upside, the number 5 player in the transfer portal, according to On3, the number 1 pass rusher remaining in the transfer portal, and a top 3 pass rusher in the transfer portal. This is an all-league potential player. You're getting him to work alongside with 2 veterans in Zion Young and Nate Johnson. You're getting him to go on in and replace what you're losing in a guy in Johnny Walker. He's going to be a plug-and-play addition as that Joker-esque type role. He's going to be able to make an immediate impact off the edge as a pass rusher. And let's just say that he only plays, 35 reps per game. But let's say in those 35 reps, he has 3 tackles for losses, 6 pressures, and a sack. That might be the difference in a matchup. That might be the reason when we talk about Mizzou and what they've done defensively this offseason and how they haven't missed a beat going off of Blake Baker over to Corey Batoon. This is a team that is only bettering its odds. He is an all-league-esque player. This has been one of my favorite pickups so far by Mizzou, and Mizzou's had a lot of them this offseason. Love the addition of Kevin Coleman. Love the addition of Ahmad Hardy. Absolutely floored that they were able to land Josiah Trotter. That is a plug-and-play starter for the next 2 years in this defense. But getting a guy like Damon Wilson, that's a game wrecker. And it's a proof that Mizzou is here to stay. That is the biggest emulation. You look at Ole Miss. Ole Miss was a team that started landing premier talent. And people had to pay attention. Okay, look at what the Rebels are doing. They're going to be a player in the college football playoff. Maybe not every year, but they'll be a player every few seasons. That's Missouri. It's a wash, rinse, repeat method. They may go 9-3 once again. They may go 10-2 and sneak their way into the college football playoff. They may underachieve because of insufficient quarterback play. But Eli Drinkwitz is swinging big. He's landed premier talent. Damon Wilson coming on in is a huge difference maker for this roster. It's great for the front 7. It's great for the pass rush. And if he adds extensive value as a run defender, that's just an added bonus. You can't get much better than what you're adding in a guy like Damon Wilson off the edge. Because I can promise you this, a quarterback knows where he is at all times. And sometimes you're just going to watch him fall on down and say, Uncle, I don't want to get hit. But let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think of Damon Wilson leaving Athens and headed to Como? Make sure that you're following us on all the social channels, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at SEC Unfiltered. Follow me at Mr. Cole Thompson. Download the podcast version of the show. Like, review, and hit subscribe because we're talking college football every single day. And we're giving out transfer portal grades to your favorite players that currently could be household figures in the SEC for 2025. Until next time, folks, I am Cole Thompson, M-I-Z. You got yourself a potential All-American coming off the edge and hitting a quarterback near you. Peace.